Welcome everybody to the January 29th Ortelius outreach meeting. Trace is going to drop the link to the doc in the chat.
There it is. Please sign in. Most of you are in there. Julia, you need to sign in. All right. Okay, we are in full blogathon swing as of what day is the 1st? Wednesday? Something like that, Thursday? Let me share everything with you guys.
Oh, I'll go ahead. Go ahead, you share.
Or you can. I just can't share and take notes all at the same time. I don't have. I need 2 more hands.
All right.
So if you want to share the website and the repo.
Yep. Give me 1 second. Drop this back in chat again. All right. So okay, there's the website for you.
Oh, there's a blog out there. What are you sharing right now?
The homepage.
Okay, go over to the, so I'll talk about changes to the website in a minute. Let's get the blogathon. Go over to the right-hand side, click blog, and then go to the blogathon document.
Okay. All right, we're there.
Okay, so I've got the, this is going out. It will be sent out on a 2 times a week over the course of the next couple of weeks. If you scroll down, it has all the rules. It has how to submit a blog, which was a blog I wrote last time. And then view the blog, the issues in GitHub, Steve.
I think it'll get me there.
Well, it should say, just go view the blog issues in GitHub.
Which I'm assuming this is where you put it.
Yep, those are all the blogs. So these, and they've all been tagged with blogathon. So any of these, or anything you want to write on, you can go ahead and claim it if you'd like. If you see something you think you want to write on, go ahead and assign yourself to it. Or if you have something that you want to write about, you could just submit a blog and just create your own issue and tag it blogathon so it's in the list, and then assign yourself. And then when the blog should be done in Markdown, so you'll have to check in your blog from here, and then that will kick off the process for basically I'll go through the editing and add it out to the site.
I'm not seeing your issues.
And you clicked on the little issue thing?
Well, I don't know if I'm in the right repository. I thought I did.
Could you go back to the blog? So if you go back to the blog page that you had up.
Yeah, I'm going there. Blogathon.
And then scroll down. It says how to submit a blog, or rules for submitting blogs. And then they're right there. It says view the blog issues in GitHub.
Steve, it's in the outreach repo. I shared it in the chat.
Yeah, it's in the outreach. You're right. You got to go up higher, Steve. Higher. Up. Okay, now go down.
This is why I wanted you to share it, not me.
Right there. There you go.
Steve, the teamwork's outstanding between.
So you put them in. You put them in all in the outreach repo. Okay.
I did.
All right, because that's not. We have all the every other issues in a different repo. That's why it'd be a maverick.
No,
here.
we talked about this last time we did it, that we would keep all the outreach blogs in the outreach under the outreach repo.
Got it.
So it won't be confused with technical coding stuff, and we can track it a lot easier. Everybody can see it easier. So anyways, that's where they're at. Please assign yourself or add one if you have something you want to chat about. Any topics around microservices, machine learning, Ortelius itself, supply chain security. Those are sort of the groups that we're looking for. And they can be pretty broad too. So if you want to just do something broad on machine learning or AI, that you feel will be useful to the community, that is totally works. Okay.
Tracy, what is the deadline? What is the deadline? Is it a deadline that we have for this activity?
April 1st. So anybody who submits these blogs between now and then will get an extra points toward your recognition badge for the ambassador group.
Okay, got it.
Through April 1st.
So all the rules are here, Simon.
We should. Yes, I'm actually that Tracy shared the link.
Same. You got that space voice again.
Yes, he's an alien today.
Yeah,
my God.
he's a
Oh
true
my God.
Ortelius open source supporter.
I think someone from have to be a peer as alien.
Okay. All right. So that is updates on the blogathon.
Yes, and Stacy, where is the doc for the today's meeting point? Meeting. Yes, I have it. Look it. Yes, I have. I find it.
Okay, let's talk about new messaging and some other things that are happening that the team should know about. So the governing board met on, I think it was Friday, and we talked about where the future of Ortelius and where Ortelius should be homed. The CDF, while they're still around, they look to be they're running on a skeleton crew, let's just put it that way. There's only 2 premier members, and I think there are maybe 10 general members. Let me look really quick again. There are 15 general members and 2 premier members, which is not a whole lot. It doesn't give them a whole lot of funds to do stuff, and it's not good for Ortelius. Let's just put it that way. So the board has directed the TOC to start exploring options to have Ortelius moved under the OpenSSF. We do have a call today with Omkar, who is the executive director of the OpenSSF, to get a feeling of what he thinks about it. They are now finally accepting projects. I'm hoping this is one that they can wrap their heads around. I have spoken in the past to some of the folks on the TOC, so I believe that we should have a shot at it. At least it's worth a conversation. I've also updated some of the messaging around. We haven't touched the website in quite some time, so I've updated it so it's more accurate in terms of what we're doing. So if anybody wants to help with that, please let me know. I can create some issues out there. Both of these, stop right there, Steve. The 3 read mores probably could have more work done on them. So if you want to do any work on any of those, you're welcome to do that. We might want to have, other kind of benefit statements in this area. So anyway, that is out there to work on, and I am happy to help anybody who wants to do some website updates to get started on doing that. Any questions about that? Yeah, let's chat about that.
Yeah. So what are you looking more for? I don't think I quite understand yet what you're How are you looking to update this? Are you're looking for additional articles or?
Just messaging, clear messaging, maybe, so for example, let me look at the website again. Okay, okay. All right, so if we go back over to the website. So, and normally we want to be able to explain to people what the benefits are of using the product. These kind of are our benefits: continuous software supply chain versioning, supply chain evidence, logical application tracking. I don't know if those are good terms. We might be able to make those a little easier to understand. And the read more, there's a lot of, there's documentation out there about what we do. Some of this may be too wordy. I might be missing something. There may be more information that is needed in here that I don't understand, because it's hard to know. If you've already got this in your head, it's hard to know what I'm not telling you.
Mhm.
I'm sometimes too close to it. Let's just put it that way. And that's the same with this. So, aggregated security and DevOps intelligence across the organization. Here's what we aggregate. Could this be written in a more simple way? Maybe we need to take it out and put it in Grammarly. And I got a broken image right here for our SBOM. So just that kind of work on the website. Just, does it make sense what we're talking about? There's plenty of other features, I'm sure, that we haven't added. I have just tried to go from where we're at and update the current document, the current content, but potentially we may want to add additional content. So it's that kind of work, Kate. Thank you for asking. Sharing content about the product itself.
I like what you say, Tracy, when you say you're too close to it, because I think that's so true. You forget that if somebody's totally new, has no idea, right? So whenever I'm explaining to a new person about Ortelius, I use the airplane black box idea. Then people get that, right? Because it's recording everything, right? So we could probably do something around that. I'm just adding to what you're saying. Right? I don't know if that's the right way to do it, but I use that expression. Yeah.
Yes, that is.
Like black box of cloud native.
Right. Like I've rewritten this paragraph probably 15 times, and I still feel it's too big. So if anybody's good at wordsmithing, this would be a good place to play.
And for really technical people, the log4j one is good, right? Because people get that, right? Then they can piece the two together between the black box and the log4j.
Yes.
Yeah, the remediation.
Tracy,
pardon, Simon?
Tracy, yes, I'm thinking, like, I think now we're actually heading toward the OpenSSF, to submitting Ortelius in the OpenSSF.
Yes.
So that OpenSSF messaging is rather different than the CD Foundation messaging. It's rather more clear in the software supply chain spectrum. Either you live in the vulnerability scanning world, either you will live in the base images or container images world, either you live in the container signing and verification world, or either you live in the let's say called policy for security management. So then our messaging become very concrete in the OpenSSF Foundation. I think, like, Tracy, I will take a look at it and make sure we have some messaging in place. But do you know how we initiate the submission of Ortelius in OpenSSF? Is there a form we need to fill in? Is there a criteria? I think we already met the criteria.
We will find out. I'll find out who I should talk to from Omkar at 10 o'clock today. So we're going to, so I'll start that process. I don't know. I couldn't find anything on their website about how to become a project. It feels like they're just bringing in projects that they like. So I don't know. I have no idea. And that's the point of having that call today.
Okay. So I think, like, then we need to take into the consideration this page somehow reflect the OpenSSF story.
Which is where it's at now. So I've spent last week doing that. So noticing it's evidence store for supply chain and DevOps intelligence. Do you know where Log4j is running? I talk about generating security insights like SBOM is not enough to harden your software supply chain. Consumption analysis of the data is needed to rapidly respond to supply chain threats. So it is, it's definitely been refocused for that purpose. And so
Okay,
that's
got
why
it.
I'm saying that I need, if there could be other eyes on this, because I'm making updates, that would be super helpful.
Yes, absolutely. So, I think why not, Tracy, we can actually share some doc with the people for collaborative feedback on the doc, and we read out some of the summary, and basically we can actually everybody can and make suggestion either on the GitHub link or either on the doc.
Yeah, so this is all in Markdown and it's all in GitHub. So you can go in and you can edit this all, here I've got Visual Studio up. If I go to open a folder. When I check it out, so here's my Git. It's all under Ortelius website under this content directory. So there's the website basically.
Okay.
So it's all out there to be worked on in a community way. And what will happen is I'll have, when people make changes to it, I'll go through the approval process and I'll be able to see exactly what you've changed.
Sure.
So we track it, in an easier way. So back
Got
here,
it.
if you go to English and you go all the way down to the bottom, this index, this is the main page. And then these are the high-level directories underneath it. So if you look at the website, if I go back to the main page, let me bring this up at the same time. Here is blog's right there. We have events is right there. Experts right there. Governing board, guidelines, and then there should be a contributor right there. So those are where you'll find those markdowns, and they're all in the index. So there's that one. If there was a sub one, you might see something like here. But for the most part, they're going to be all in these index files. So if I go to catalog, I'm going to look at this catalog. Here's that article on that one that said supply chain evidence, read more. So there's that one. So it's all out there to be, edited and played and tweaked and added to. And when it comes through, I'll do the comparisons, read through that there's not a typo or something, and then I can approve it and submit it. And that'll be the easiest way to do it.
That way we can have people review it, and we have a bunch of eyes on it.
And there's also something to be said about having more people in GitHub making updates. So this will also help that.
Got it. So also Tracy, and yes, Sasha, go ahead.
That's cool. You can go see him. No worries.
No.
Now, I was going to ask, is there a difference between updating a blog and the site? Because I remember the little Hugo thing. Is that just for blogs or is that for the site?
The site's the whole Hugo thing. So
okay.
Yeah.
I just
so over here,
if there was, yeah.
When you check out the docs, or this is the same for docs on the website, but if we go over here, we say Ortelius website.
Okay, so
if you're gonna get
Hugo, you can do the whole thing.
Yes.
Yeah,
So you're gonna type Hugo server in, and you're gonna get, and then you can see what you're doing by looking at a local version.
Okay, cool.
And so now this is local. So if I make changes here, I'm gonna see it here as opposed to in the production version.
Yeah.
Oh, and that's cool. All there for anybody to set up. And Visual Studio is free. So, and Markdown's fairly easy. You can follow pretty much my format for these articles and kind of see how they're built. Like 2 pounds is a
heading 2.
Heading 2. Here's how you can, there's other ones that you're going to find that display. If you look on the index, you're going to see how images are displayed. Here's that Ortelius image on the first page. So it's not that hard to get updated on how to update the website in Markdown.
Yes, and Tracy, I gave you one feedback on this because in this, it's one thing really challenging if everybody start putting suggestion in the GitHub. This has happened to us in the platform engineering white paper. If you make a contribution every time you make a changes, with a bunch of so many PR generated on the fly, and it's sometimes very becoming a chaotic for some sort of scenario. What we did in the one of the working group, we did a white paper on the CNCSI. We created a doc, just a regular doc page, and asked, let's put a feedback on these 5-7 sentences we have written down. Once everybody collected a feedback, and then one of the member actually make it put it in the markdown pages, and then make a PR and then submitted it. So I think we can do a same approach. I would like we
So,
can,
if you want to do that, so Simon, for example, you could take this paragraph is what you're saying. And you could create a shared doc
yes,
and say, here's our opening statement. Everybody make comments on it.
yes. And
Okay,
then
if you would like to take that on, that I am totally happy for you to do that.
yes, absolutely. I would definitely do it. So, Tracy, one more thing. Like, do we want to rewrite or restructured or rewording all of the Ortelius website, or just of the few pages?
All of it. There's not that much to it, to be honest. All there is, let's just walk through really quick the pages that we would have to do. Ortelius
Good.
events, nothing has to be touched. This is just the events that we'll be at, the meeting calendar, and just
Yes.
what our community meetings are. So nothing has to be done there. Ask an expert is basically how to get in touch with Steve or I. Nothing has to be done there. Governing board, I keep that up to date, so nothing has to be done there. Empress, it just links out to their page, so we don't have to do that. Guidelines, all good. I might look at this because it talks about DevOps in the cloud, but I could probably get this done, these few changes done pretty quickly to make sure it's more OpenSSF oriented. And then become a contributor. Steve's been keeping this up to date, so that's all good. So the only pages that we really should worry about is this front page and these 3 subpages, as well as any additional subpages that we want to put from the front page. So for example, if I go over to Deploy Hub that has similar, we're 80%, we share the code. I have a page that I've worked on called Use Cases. This is something that Brian Dawson's been having me work on. Quickly locate your open source code. Respond to cybersecurity risk across your organization. See historical changes in your life cycle. Deliver organizational level SBOMs. Those are maybe the kinds of wording that we should have over here in Ortelius as opposed to what we have.
Yes.
So that's the kind of work we need done. So if you want to take and there's not a lot of stuff on this page, this is just this paragraph. Now, the other stuff I added to here was these integrations, and each of these integrations are linked over to the doc. So if there's any, and I think that we're missing some integrations, Steve needs to go through the work that he's done. But if there's any work that we should be doing if we've missed integrations or we want to, like any CI/CD, maybe we should be listing, specifically the CI/CD tools that we support, which are all of them because the way the CLI is built. But we could put in here, we support Jenkins, Spinnaker, Circle CI, however we think the documentation should look is fine. So that's really what we have to work on. It's not an overwhelming effort. I think that the most important thing to work on is this paragraph here, and it's this section here. And then we need to make sure that we have this. And as I was saying, and it probably should feel, it should have more kind wording that Brian's been helping me with, get it out of a less technical description and a more understandable description. And Ortelius still needs that. So that's what I'm looking out to the team. If you guys want to work on this, this is the time to do it.
Yeah, sure, Tracy. I will take down the landing page and all the link into it. That's the first step I needed to do. And then I definitely should talk with everyone and plus with Steve to give me the review. So once we have a documentation is actually flushed, we actually put it into the GitHub as a final resort. We will actually make it all the verdict going to the find it out. So I definitely, I look at the landing page and plus what the link includes. I can rewrite the wording for it. That would not be a difficult. It's a very simple task.
Yeah, you can pull this stuff out and put it into a Word doc a shared Word doc really easily. And then, you know, we can all look at it and comment on it. That would be great. And if you could head up that effort, I would appreciate it, because my plate's getting pretty full. And unfortunately, Ortelius is starting to fall through the cracks. I did give it a lot of love last week, though, so we would be ready for today.
Yes, sure.
So we do have if she's still on, we had a new member today. Julia, you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. Hello, everyone. I'm pleased to be here. I'm just excited about everything I have heard so far. I think I might give a try to rephrasing, because as you have been telling mainly Sasha and Sam, it's about containers and this black box context. So we could do like some audit testing, not per se, but I could give a new outlook since I'm the newest member in here. So I guess I could help with that.
That would be awesome,
yeah,
Julia. If that
basically,
we could really use that right now. That would be super helpful. That would be a
sure,
really good way for you to get
I'm just
started.
setting up everything. Yeah, actually, it's kind of like rephrasing everything just to make sure that anyone gets it. So yeah, black, white, and gray books. And yeah, basically, guys, I'm just a data scientist who's passionate about data learning, currently working with microservices, but I'm more lean towards business intelligence and DevSecOps, which is why I'm here. So I hope to be of help for the project and to reach out to you.
Well, we're super excited to have
welcome
you.
aboard.
Yes. And on that, guys and ladies, I need to jump because we got this call with Omkar in 3 minutes. Thank you so much. Looking forward to what we can, what magic we can make for the website. It definitely needs it needs some. It's not terrible, but it certainly needs some work.
Yes.
Hope
Absolutely.
Umcar gives you a UFO, private UFO to zip around the States with.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be nice? I know. I would love to
Definitely.
have, to be honest, I would love to have on this video, on this page, I would love to have a UFO flying over all of the different tools that security teams you will use, and having the bits being sucked up like the cow.
Exactly.
I think it's a great idea.
We have to find someone
so
to be able
too.
to do that. Our most creative person, Sergio, is a bit busy.
Yes.
All right, guys. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.